Welcome back, MVP Road Car. Today we're diving into a machine that blends nostalgia with modern engineering in a way few manufacturers dare to attempt. The 2026 Volkswagen Karmann Ghia is not just a revival of a nameplate, it's a reinterpretation of one of the most beloved silhouettes in automotive history. For decades, enthusiasts have begged Volkswagen to bring the Karmann Ghia back. And now that it's here, the question is simple. Does it live up to the legend? Let's find out. The moment you lay eyes on the 2026 Karmann Ghia, it becomes clear that Volkswagen's designers treated this car with a near-religious respect. The exterior is unmistakably Ghia, smooth curves, a low sculpted front end, and a flowing roofline that melts into the rear like a single stroke of a designer's pen. It carries the spirit of the classic 1960s coupe, but everything has been sharpened and modernized. The LED headlights have that half-teardrop shape, subtly mimicking the old round lamps without directly copying them. The front grille is minimal, almost shy, because like most modern Volkswagens, the car relies more on aero channels than a big open face. Walking around the side, the proportions are compact yet athletic. The body sits low, hugging the ground, exaggerating the long hood and tight rear overhang. The designers clearly leaned into the retro racing heritage, giving it a wide stance with flared fenders that aren't exaggerated, but feel naturally muscular. You'll notice the hidden door handles, flush with the body to keep the airflow clean. The wheels are a special highlight. Turbine-style alloys that echo vintage hubcaps but hide modern performance brakes. At the rear, the car takes an elegant approach. The taillight bar stretches across the back, thin and crisp, framing the VW badge. Below it, a sculpted diffuser and twin exhaust outlets finish the look without trying too hard. It's bold, beautiful, and refreshingly different from the crossover-heavy design language dominating roads today. Stepping inside, the nostalgia continues, but in a more subtle, refined way. Volkswagen has created a cabin that feels classic without being old-fashioned. The dashboard stretches horizontally with a clean, flowing line, reminiscent of the original Karmann Ghia's simplicity. But instead of painted metal panels, you get soft-touch materials, contrast stitching, and optional wood or brushed aluminum inlays that give the car a boutique feel. The steering wheel is one of the most distinct features. Thin-rimmed, three-spoked, and shaped in a way that pays homage to mid-century design, yet it houses touch-sensitive controls and haptic feedback. The instrument cluster is fully digital, but Volkswagen designed the graphics to mimic analog gauges when you want them to. It's a fun blend of retro and modern, spinning needles, simple fonts, and warm backlighting that makes nighttime driving feel special. The center display is modest compared to oversized modern screens. Instead of a giant tablet glued to the dash, the Karmann Ghia uses a well-integrated 10-inch touchscreen that maintains the car's clean interior aesthetic. It supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, along with Volkswagen's newest infotainment OS, which is finally fast and intuitive. The seats deserve special mention. They're low, sporty, and sculpted to keep you in place without being harsh. You can get them in classic two-tone upholstery that echoes the 60s models, or in modern monochrome leather with contrast piping. Space-wise, the Karmann Ghia is a small coupe, so don't expect SUV levels of practicality, but the front seats offer excellent legroom and a surprisingly comfortable seating position. The rear seats are best described as symbolic, fine for kids, bags, or maybe a pet. But adults should not expect long-distance comfort back there. Still, the trunk is decent for a car this size, enough for a weekend getaway for two. Now let's get into what many of you care about most: performance. The 2026 Karmann Ghia comes in two primary configurations. The base model uses a turbocharged 2.0-liter inline-4, pushing out around 245 horsepower and 280 lb-ft of torque. It's paired with a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic that shifts with crisp precision. This setup delivers quick acceleration, hitting 0-60 mph in around 6.00 seconds, but the real charm comes from the responsiveness. The car feels eager, light on its feet, and incredibly willing to change direction. It brings back the joy of driving a small, lively coupe instead of a heavy, over-assisted modern vehicle. For those wanting more punch, Volkswagen offers the Ghia R-Line performance model. This version upgrades to a tuned 2.5-liter turbo 5-cylinder, a callback to the iconic engines of Audi's past. It produces roughly 325 horsepower and 350 lb-ft of torque, enough to push the Ghia from 0-60 mph in under 5 seconds. It comes with sport-tuned suspension, adaptive dampers, and a more aggressive exhaust system that gives off a raspy, thrilling note without sounding artificial. Handling is where this car shines. It's built on an evolution of VW's MQB platform, but significantly lightened and reinforced for a sports coupe. Steering is sharp, weighted just right, and incredibly communicative for an electric system. You feel exactly how the front tires bite into corners, and the rear is stable but playful if you push it. Body roll is minimal, and the suspension absorbs bumps without punishing the driver. It's a car that begs to be taken on a mountain road, delivering that old-school driving pleasure without sacrificing modern safety or comfort. Speaking of safety, the 2026 Karmann Ghia comes with a full suite of driver assistance features. Adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, collision avoidance, blind spot monitoring, and automatic emergency braking are all standard. For those who prefer a pure driving feel, many of these systems can be turned off individually. Volkswagen found a good balance between modern expectations and enthusiast desires. Let's talk pricing, because this is where the Karmann Ghia becomes especially interesting. Volkswagen knows this car is for a niche audience, but also wants to keep it accessible. The base model starts around $34,000, which positions it competitively against cars like the Toyota GR86, Mazda MX-5 RF, and even the entry-level Mustang. Considering the premium interior and the heritage design, that price feels more than fair. The R-Line performance model jumps to around $45,000 to $48,000 depending on options. Still, for the extra horsepower, upgraded suspension, and performance features, it's a compelling package. Fully loaded with premium paint, upgraded interior materials, and driver aids, you're looking at around $52,000. Not cheap, but absolutely reasonable for what it offers. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 Volkswagen Karmann Ghia is more than a retro revival, it's a statement. It's a reminder that cars can be beautiful without being over-designed, fun without being impractical, and modern without losing soul. It respects its heritage while embracing technology in a thoughtful, measured way. It's the kind of car that appeals not only to classic VW fans, but to anyone who appreciates driving for the sake of driving. If you're tired of SUVs, tired of giant touchscreens, tired of cars that feel like appliances, the Karmann Ghia is a refreshing return to form. It's stylish, engaging, and built with a level of craftsmanship that stands out in today's market. Whether you choose the standard Turbo 4 or the more aggressive R-Line Turbo 5, you're getting a car designed to make every trip feel special. That's something worth celebrating. Thanks for watching MVP Road Car. If you enjoyed this detailed review and want more deep dives into the most exciting vehicles hitting the roads, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about what car you want to see next. Until then, drive safe and stay passionate.